what's going to happen. Bottom right-hand side, our blue Terran player, it is going to be aLive. He's going to be going up against the red Zerg. Upper left-hand side, give it up for Cham. Colours on the thingy-mabobby are the wrong way around, but I think I can fix that. If you give me a quick moment. Nope, that's not it. Maybe I can just fix it on here. Nope, that's not it. Maybe I can fix it on the other link that I have. Maybe it's on here I can fix it. If I go red up here and blue down there. Oh no, god damn it. That's the wrong one. I always do that. I always click the wrong one there. Does that update it? Does that change the colours? No, it doesn't. Okay, we're just going to have to live with the wrong colours for now, guys. We'll bring that back in a few moments. Keep those hashtags coming through. Let us know who you're supporting. Some Shingdings coming in with the 10-month resub, saying keep it going, Wardman. Well, thank you very much for the 10 months of love. It's our second 10-month resub of the day, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you so much for the 10 months. Do you appreciate? There's Wardy Hots in the chat, please, for Shingdings. Thank you. Did Wardy just assume our genders? It's 2017. I should be ashamed. Of course I did. You're all in Twitch chat, right? There's no girls in Twitch chat, right? It's 2K17. Girls in Twitch chat. They've all become professional streamers already. God. All right. Sorry. I'm sorry if I did assume your gender. I know there's probably a few attack helicopters out there in the chat as well who I'm not regarding correctly. I'm sorry. A few hashtag chams coming in as well. We'll bring that those hashtags through in the next few minutes. See what'll happen. Lots of hashtag chams coming in fact, really starting to overrun. Let's bring it in right now. Cham on an 84% advantage over aLive. Big chat favorite here so far. Continuing to be in a big chat favorite. Alright, cool stuff. Keep those hashtags coming in, guys. Always fun to see who you guys are supporting today. Always nice as well. I actually really like this. It's a nice little way to get a few of you guys talking in the chat and stuff like that. What's the command for that match arena link? You know what? I'll tab out and give it to you like that. Oh! Beaten by Muku. Scammed. Tabbed out for nothing. Should have had faith in my mods. As a third CC starts up from aLive here. The single gas is a very big indicator of the fact that this is going to be a third command center. And so that's something to always watch out for in the TvZ matchup. If you're C-Terran on one gas, it probably is just going to be that 3cc coming up nice and quickly. Into a couple of Hellions for map control. The tech lab on the barracks will be for stim pack generally, because that's just sort of what you can afford when going for a 3cc like this. So that's how he sets up here initially. aLive not looking to play any mech or anything along those lines. So this drone moves over towards the third base as well to get set up, see what he can do. So drone moving along over to this side. Again, just waiting to get going here right now. Game number 1. Again, a big matchup because Cham expected a win over Eric. Would mean that it would be kind of between Cham and aLive to, you know, if Cham wins here, he would go through the group 100%. And obviously, if he's expected to win against Eric, then he would get first place in the group rather than second. And that could be a big decider in terms of, you know, could be a big determinant factor in terms of who you play in the round of 8. And that could, of course, help you get into the money. You get a better round of 8 matchup. All of a sudden, you go on through into the, into the round of 4, perhaps a bit more easily, and you're already guaranteed prize money for the event. Setting up and waiting to see what's going to be coming down here in the next few moments for the players. Initial setup obviously was a very passive one from the Terran, and so not really expecting to see much from him in the near future. Just set up into multiple fat barracks. The reactors are coming down, the starport coming down, the factory building a reactor too. Very simple stuff here so far, very much so expected. And behind this 3cc now is double engineering bay as well. Really nothing surprising. Meanwhile, Cham goes into a fairly quick lair. He actually does have link speed, but looks as though he's just going to go straight into lair, which may be looking towards something like a faster hydroden. Maybe just a faster, I imagine a faster hydroden perhaps. And there's an interesting one for ZVT, maybe just going into a faster roach kind of speed or something. I'm intrigued. Anyways, the lair coming up going to be finishing in a moment too. The roach roaring on the way too, but we'll see if he actually wants to use that or whether it's just going to be one of those things he builds just for safety's sake in the early stages. Can see that there finishing up, and we are going to see that infestation pit dropping down. So a bit of a different opening here from Cham. We saw Eric playing with some fast kind of infestation pits earlier against Nice. Is this going to be for fast swarm hosts, or is he just going to go fast infestors, get them on the map early to try and take advantage of some fungal growths, etc. in the early game of ZVT? It definitely can be something that goes well. If he goes to swarm hosts, well, that will be very interesting. We'll be interested to see how that turns out. Wardy, how did you learn to type so quickly? I don't know, man. I guess I was typing from a very young age, and I just learned how to type very fast. It's really not, there really isn't anything too ridiculous. It's just I learned to type pretty quickly. I know that's a very uninteresting answer, but yeah, I really, I've just been able to type fast all my life. A lot of practice on RuneScape back in the day as well, trying to sell my prayer potions and shit, you know? Yeah, it's, I don't know, I just learned to type quick over time. It's not just something I trained to do. Just been typing for a long time and just kind of faster. I don't know, like, I don't know how else to say it, really. There's no real special way or anything. It just sort of happened. Anyways, we need to set up here. A couple of scans coming down, cleaning up some of these creep tumors. Obviously, nice initial pressure here from aLive as we do see the infestation pit just for straight up hive tech, by the way. Didn't really kind of go over that as one of my options for the hive, for the infestation pit usage, and it just never really struck me that I'd want to go for like a 6-minute hive. Setting up into this, and what's even weirder is he's going 6-minute hive with like missile upgrades. It's not like he's trying to rush ultras, he's actually getting a Spire too, so it's almost as though he's just trying to rush broodlords out, and I'm not sure how that's going to go. Even these marines just dropping off from these medevacs, the fact that they have 1-1 upgrades against 0-0 means they can just trade so well. Even these roaches in lower numbers are having a tough time against them, and aLive just continue to harass around. We saw him do this wonderfully against Eric in the last series, of course, just harassment all the time, just continue to hit here and there and all over the place, but never really finding, you know, and just kind of picking Eric apart. Now he's starting to do the same to Cham as well. A drop on the 4th base is starting to do something very similar, and he's going to be forced to lift up after 7 worker kills, but he's also in the main base and drones are going down, and again, the issue sort of is he can't really afford to just send a handful of units because the upgrades aren't there for him to just trade in lower numbers, and now we're going to be seeing even more drones going down. Cham is completely fallen apart in game number 1 of this best of 3. He is completely fallen apart. This medevac going to be coming in towards the natural expansion as well to try and do a little bit more. Just going to be seeing another couple drones taking just a little bit more damage here so far. 20 drones picked off. A few more corruptors on the way out. A broodlord or Great Spire on the way out as well. Going to see those 1-1 missile upgrades still coming through. Also 2-2 on the way down right now in the natural expansion. You're going to see this queen getting picked off, and yeah, I'm just going to be seeing these marines continue to work their way through. That Greater Spire is going to get the kill, and that's obviously a huge deficit here from Cham, because now he's got to rebuild not just the Greater Spire, but the Spire initially as well. And his whole plan here was to build into fast broodlords. That's why he rushed out the hive. He threw down the Spire as he threw the hive down. This was his game plan, and now it's been completely denied, and these corruptors are not going to help at all in terms of continuing to defend against this. Tanks working their way through this extractor. That's going to be going down here. You're just going to be seeing these tanks still just working their way through. Looking to see what else will happen. I mean, Marines still in the main base once again. 2 more drones are dropping. 40 workers killed in recent moments as we see aLive. Just has way too much. He just has way too much. I mean, he's just been playing wonderfully. To be fair, Cham somehow has got a bit of an army supply advantage at the moment, but Cham has an upgrade lead, Cham has the worker lead, and obviously Cham has the tech lead because there is pretty much still only pure roach on the map from Cham. A few ravagers mixed in, obviously the few corruptors that were meant to be broodlords but never made it there. It's pretty crazy, as we're going to see these units still just moving around. We're going to see what else they can get up to. One tank will see Jub Corrosive Fouls will land on that tank, and it will drop, as we're going to be seeing another couple Corrosive Fouls dropping. I mean, the thing is, aLive doesn't even bother to siege up his tanks. That's the sort of position he feels like he's in. He steps forwards, and Cham will just be typing out of this game. His game plan is number 1. I think a mixture of kind of aLive being a bit too good and Cham just being a bit too greedy and weird with the build. It was just way too much, you know, and aLive just went for this kind of mass drop playstyle while Cham was playing on low number of units, and just a setup that didn't deal with the mass drop very well at all. And of course, losing the Greater Spire. I mean, maybe. If you can get the Greater Spire up, maybe he can do something with the broodlords. But, you know, would he actually? Because if you think about it, once the Greater Spire's up, I mean, and the broodlords are out, well, then his army's even more immobile than it already was. I mean, he was already dying because he was unable to keep up with the drops. Are having Broodlords going to suddenly fix your inability to keep up with the drops? Well, probably not. So it becomes a very weird situation. So, I mean, just an interesting game. I mean, it was weird from the start. It was weird to the very end. Let's see how the votes are going. It's still the favorite in the chat, to the bottom left-hand side. I read Zerg player. He's blue on the poll. Don't ask. I don't know how to fix it. It is Zerg player from OSC Elite Cham. 1-0 down. Let's see if he can bounce back and show us some good games for the chat, which is currently in his favor, even if only just, as he plays against the Blue Terran from Mind Sanity, top right-hand side of Mech Depot. Give it up if you're cheering on aLive. Alright then, game 2, this best of 3. Let's see what we can get going. Let's see what's going to be happening over the next few minutes. And thank you so much, Dovenwolf, for that cheer. Really do appreciate the love, man. Really appreciate the support. Reaper coming down towards the lower left to just poke and prod a little bit here, see what's happening. Of course, in the early stages, a different build order this time from aLive, plainly. Well, actually, is it different? He's still only on 1 gas, so maybe he is going to go 3CC again. Sorry, I was getting mixed up with the... because that game was so full of medevac drops, I was getting mixed up with when he went 2-1-1 against Eric. And I sort of just, for a moment there, thought to myself, oh, it was just 2-1-1 because he's just killing the guy with medevac drops. But obviously, a 3CC will be coming down here as the factory comes into play with just the 1 gas. We said it last time. It's the indicator of a 3 command center build, and there it is once again. aLive just shown you guys exactly how to set up into this. I'd be very surprised if you did anything different, because these 3CC builds generally have a very specific way that they're laid out to set up in towards a very standard mid-game with, you know, Marines, medevacs, 1-1 upgrades on the way. Just a good way to secure yourself for free bases, while also then at some point starting to apply pressure to slow down the creep spread and stop the Zerg from completely being just overly greedy and running away with the game while you're playing fairly greedily yourself. Just getting set up then, a couple of extra racks started coming down. Just the 2 Hellions built, a big difference from when we used to see this build initially way back when. Early, you know, late Wings of Liberty, Heart of the Swarm. I mean, 3CC has always been a TvZ build, but it's coming a bit more back into fashion again now. Nowadays, just with the 2 Hellions rather than the kind of mass Hellion which we've seen at other points. No, I say mass Hellion, I mean like 6 to 8 Hellions, just to stay very safe. Nowadays, you just go into those extra barracks right away and start setting up in towards NG Base, Starport, and all the rest of it, like we saw in game number 1. Again, would be very surprised if any of this started to kind of take a, you know, a bit of a different turn from aLive. You know, I don't think any of it has a real reason to start taking a bit of a different turn or anything along those lines. A couple of Marines going to come in and poke their way through this Overlord. It's a nice catch, actually. Nowhere for it to really run to safety. And so killing off an Overlord. Always nice, and especially when you open greedily yourself to slow your opponent down, force even more Overlords out. It just slows down. I mean, an Overlord's like another couple of drones that could have been built. Just another little bit of a lead the Zerg player could have created. Lots of hashtags coming in right now, guys, and looking to a little bit closer, actually. 53 to the 47%. But all you guys in the chat, very split so far on this matchup. All you guys cheering on different players. Always fun to see, actually. Always good to see a competitive chat in terms of who they're supporting, in terms of who you guys want to see winning. It's nice to see as we do see that Rotoron coming up now from Cham at the front of the natural. Those Lings coming to the right-hand side will take that watchtower, and we'll continue to look around to see just what else they can get up to now over the next few moments. Lings in towards the natural and then up into the main. Going to be looking to try and do a little bit more as single Hellion was just poking away at a couple of drones. Unite Blackshort, thank you so much again for the big cheer at the start of the stream. Have a good one, mate. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much again for the support. Really do appreciate it. And so you have those Lings. Well, now they're going to move across the map from Cham and see if you can maybe catch the third base coming into position. aLive actually going to take the forward third base here. I hadn't really seen this at all until the other day. And then since then I've seen it a few times. So something Terran players are just starting to do. Take these slightly more kind of aggressive third bases here on Mech Depot. He's going to try and run up this ramp, but it's going to be blocked by the wall off. Would have been a nice time to actually get in because the Marines are currently heading across the map in this medevac, but aLive playing with care. As you're going to see the Marines going in towards the main base. So a few Marines begin to unload, and again the Lings just stopping this third CC from landing. But it does mean the Lings are not in position to help defend over here. The Spinecrawler goes down, the Queen's already dropped, and the Roaches don't seem to be here just yet to help out. And already aLive starting to do some damage with his first drops. He's actually once again finding Cham going in towards this very fast hive tech. I mean, it's the second game in a row, and you know, when you keep being revealed like this early, I mean, aLive sees the exact same thing happening in his game number 1. What's gonna, you know, why would he play any different to what he played in game number 1? Cham's gonna have to change things up a little bit here, at least in terms of how he continues to defend, because if he doesn't do something, he's gonna fall very far behind, and he's gonna get into a very difficult position. It's that medevac gonna return back home. There was only 8 Marines left, and so just needs 1 medevac over here. Just gonna trade over a few Lings while he's 1-1 against 0-0. That was a nice trade. Where are the rest of the medevacs? A little bit of slow medevac production. The 3rd and 4th medevac still not out. Needs those to get even more drops onto the map to do a little bit more. Obviously, sending one of those medevacs back before as well can get repaired and lift up more Marines and bring those across also. Some creep team is going to get cleaned up there. Is there a scan to keep that going? Doesn't seem so just yet. Marine's going to pull back to that watchtower now, sitting on this left-hand side. Another medevac lifts, and in fact it's all 3 medevacs that are out on the map, apart from the one that's already top left. Going to be seeing what he can do. We'll see if this time Cham can actually get his action into play. This time he's going to change things up. He's going to rush the Ultras with a couple of Infestors to support. I like this a lot more. It seems a lot more realistic than rushing out the Broodlords like he tried to do in game number 1. So let's see if it's something that pays off for him. He starts to defend against these drops though, and that's what aLive is already looking to try and put into use here. Did he just lose that one medevac top side? He did not. I just can't see where it went to. There it is, it's just over here. It's just hidden away. Alright, well, a big drop into the main gets rid of the Spinecrawler. Lings are dropping 1-1 against just the Carapace upgrade. Infestors starting to come out. Growth will land. A Corrosive Barb will come in to help, I guess, but is there still enough health on the medevac? The medevac will survive. The Marines do drop. This big drop in the main base, though, now getting rid of this Spawn Pool, and Adrenal Glands is going to drop with it. And it's going to drop very quickly here. We're going to see a few more biles. Those medevacs going to have to lift up once again. Just a few more drones haven't been picked off. As medevac's going through the south, as we will see Bio through the center right now from aLive, going to start working its way through those rocks. So rocks will start to go on down, more Ultras on the way up. Going to see the Burrow upgrade coming through as well as the +2 Carapace, Chitinous plating. Also starting now from Cham. Bio will break those rocks down and again open the pathway forwards. We're going to see this Bio still getting to work on these Queens. Lings coming forwards and still trying to do just a little bit more once again. Bio pushing forwards, and I mean, there's no fungals left over because he used it on the singular medevac to the left-hand side before. And so those Infestors are going to just be dead to supply at the moment, and it's just going to be the Terran play continue to push on forwards. These medevacs over here finally got cleaned up, I guess, but there's just so much in the center. Ultras are about to pop, but there won't be an immediate Chitinous plate ready, so as Ultras pop, they'll be very weak initially. Can he keep them safe for long enough? I think he might just have to pull them into the fight. Chitinous is still over 20 seconds away from completion. A few more units coming in from the right-hand side. The 3rd hatchery now going down aLive. Unrelenting with this pressure, unrelenting with the push forward. As we're going to see the Ultras will turn those units away. But at the same time, 3rd base drops, the drones are going down. There's just no way to secure it. GG's, and aLive goes under